What's up, guys?
Miguel, you had about 10 to 15 of these people out here at 12:45 waiting in the cold for you, man.
Oh, man. Are you guys warmer? I hope you're warmer now.
Yeah, they're warming up.
Thank you. I appreciate the love.
All right, man. So it's opening night of your Warren Leisure Tour.
Yeah.
Portland. You're at the Roseland tonight.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Are you nervous? Are you excited? Are you cold?
I'm so excited, man. It's a bit colder than Los Angeles, I will say that. But I feel like it's gonna get a lot warmer at the show, so it's gonna be good. Yeah,
Be hot, huh?
It's gonna be hot. Yeah.
Do you have anything special planned for the show tonight, or do you not want to give it away? You want to just?
It's always special, man. But you know what? The things that I have planned, the thing about playing live, it's really about for me, it's about the communication, and it's
the communication,
the dialogue between everyone in the audience and us on stage. Is really kind of like our moment. So I like to look at it as like the real surprise, the real special moments happen kind of out of what we create together.
Feeding off of the audience's energy.
Absolutely.
And then feeding off of your energy.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, no, that's real. So Skywalker. We have to talk about Skywalker.
Yeah.
It's been topping the charts for months now. Whenever it went number one, where were you and who told you? Like, did you see it yourself or did someone tell you? Or
yeah,
how was that?
I was home. I was in LA. I say home, not my actual home, but I was in LA. I'm pretty sure we were in rehearsal. You might have been rehearsing.
Oh, so you're rehearsing?
Yeah.
Okay, for the tour? Or
yeah,
music?
For the
okay.
tour. Yeah. So when I found out, I was like, all right, cool.
We're on
in a good
now.
Place. Yeah, we're in a good place. Yeah.
Okay, so Skywalker. The names, obviously, there's a Star Wars reference. Are you a big Star Wars fan, or did you just think that sounded cool in the song?
No, definitely a big Star Wars fan. Episodes 4, 5, and 6 are definitely my favorites still.
Oh, I feel like that could be. Oh, okay. I feel like that could be debated.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, I'm with the debate too.
Okay. I'm not going to debate. I would. Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about Skywalker going number one and being like a huge like commercial hit, but you also had Adorn, and so whenever Adorn took off and hit, compared to Skywalker, were the feelings the same? Like, which one do you think was one bigger than the other? Which one, like, how do those feelings compare?
You know what? It's always it's super humbling, to be honest with you, when you're just like, man, okay, people are really paying attention. It's a blessing. The thing is though, for creative people, it's important for us to remember that like this is a function of the business of music, but I try not to, at least now, I try not to compare things or put too much thought or emotion into how things chart, the success for charting wise. I mean, it always is going to affect something,
Right.
It always you feel it, and particularly you feel it like kind of in these settings, because you want people to know your music and to show up for you and want to be there for your shows. But at the end of the day, like when you really believe in what you do, you have to always remember that like it's not even for this moment alone. It's for time that we won't even be here for ourselves, or at least in this dimension, in this time. It's really for everything after. It's your
legacy.
Yeah, it's for like, I mean, and I hate to say it like that, as
it
if
sounds
it's like
corny, but it's what it is.
Yeah, essentially it all adds up to that, and I think, man, the more we can focus on just the moments of creating something that, in our moments, creating something real, that it'll always transcend time, however it charts in the moment or sells in the moment. I think we got to push those kinds of ideals outside of art because we have so many things pulling us in that direction, and it kind of like dilutes the purity of the creativity,
I understand completely.
Yeah.
And it's like you as an artist or as a musician, you're creating music for you and your fans. And it's like whenever it does chart, part of you is like you're pulled. I mean, I'm assuming I've never had a number one hit, so I don't know. I'm just going off of what you're telling me. But it's like you're pulled just like, dope, I hit number one, but at the same time it's like it's like a catch-22, you know, because you want people to appreciate it for it's like, this is my art, and not just like the number on the chart. Yeah,
100%. I think it's also like a mental check too, Yeah. It's just like being able to keep everything in a balanced perspective. Yeah, it's just everything is always about balance, It's like, great, like commercial success or personal monetary success is like it is a tool to be used and harnessed, you know, and to be built upon, but it should never be like our number one priority. Because if that's the priority, then we end up, I mean, you can look on the internet. I mean, you look at people on Instagram, it's like people they don't really have a real desire to affect real change or to inspire people, or it's all about them, you know, in that moment. And they use them. That's great. It's a tool for that. But I mean, what are we really building towards? You know, like what's the real purpose? So I guess that's kind of like the vibe.
It's like create with pure intentions.
Yeah, it's like, what's the purpose? That's really what it is. Like, let's create for a purpose, you know?
No, that's real.
Yeah.
Bro. Man, got me shook with that answer. So while we're talking about Skywalker, the music video, there's a scene where you do a no-look kick, actually, with a soccer ball. So
it's actually off the knee.
Yeah. Behind the head.
Yeah.
So being 100% honest, how many takes did that take? Or was that just, what computer tricks did that take?
We were there for a long time.
You were there for a long time?
We were there for a long time. And multiple people tried, by the way.
Oh, so it wasn't just going to be you. It was like whoever makes it first?
Because once someone starts to try, and everyone's like, let me try. Let me try. Yeah, it was fun.
So what was it? Like, we didn't see in the video, but like, what was it like after you made it? After it went in? You're like, was it crazy?
After the ball goes in, everyone is like, oh, you know, everyone, you know, it's always,
It's like, oh.
Mine, I didn't say that after I put the ball. I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. So you're not being
splish.
Splish. Yeah. Okay. So now I want to get real with you on a few questions.
Cool.
Not too real, just kind of real.
Let's get it.
So
what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. Yeah. So us, just as people or as artists or as musicians, we get nowhere in life without encountering certain failures. So what failure or apparent failure has set you up for later success? And do you have a favorite failure?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's an amazing question. I guess every failure has been an opportunity. I think the biggest failures, a big one that actually is documented is there was a television show for a band. It was like one of the early kind of like examples of reality TV series that were like centered around music, and
what was the
kind
show?
of like a making of the band type thing. It was a show called I can't remember the proper title, but I know the name Fatty Coo was in the title because that was the name of the band.
Okay.
And yeah.
What a name.
It's funny now, to look back, but it was like a reality show on BET, and they were like, look, they sold me the whole thing. They're like, they're looking for a new member, and it's gonna be like a big thing. It's gonna be on television. It's never been done before. So you're going to get all this exposure, and I didn't know what I was walking into, right? Essentially, it was a group of like six kids who are all around the same age. Actually, I was older than most of them. And they had already been working together for like months and months. They had been like working on this thing, and the production was introducing me as kind of like an antagonist. I didn't know this.
Oh,
you know,
so
like as an antagonist, or is it antagonist or antagonist?
Antagonist. If they're making you the bad guy, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm coming in there like, "What's up, guys?" Like, "Oh, I'm excited." You know, I got like,
"Who's this?"
Yeah, and everyone's just kind of giving me the cold shoulder, and I'm like, "Okay, what's going on?" You know. And I spent a good like 2 weeks there, and obviously I didn't make the band, didn't make, you know, Fatty Coo. I found out afterward that it was just a part of the plot, but at the same time, it was kind of one of the best things that ever happened.
Yeah,
because
like, look at me now.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of one of those that my mentor always says, turn your stress to bless. One of my mentors, his name is Mark Pitts, man, and
turn your stress to bless.
Turn your stress to bless.
I love that.
Every day, it's an opportunity. You know, it's an opportunity to look at what didn't go right and to study it and to figure out how to either do it better or to be at peace with it, knowing that something else, that there's a learning experience where it prepares you for something else to come. Yeah.
Did you guys bring your notepads? Are you writing this stuff down? This dude's dropping gems right now.
Hey.
So now I want to talk about like the process in the studio or your writing process.
Yeah.
Or not even that just in life. Whenever you come to like writer's block or you're just there's some days where you're just not feeling it. What do you do to like
give up?
Just give up? Don't write that one down though.
No, so it's good days, bad days, halfway days,
Yeah, just like everybody.
And I know the best thing, I don't always practice this, and so I'll preface it. Like I don't always have the energy, I don't always want to create. Sometimes I'm inspired, other times I'm not. But I watched this really dope show on Netflix that really kind of made something switch for me, and it's this show called Abstract, and it covers creative people in different realms, so they'll cover like a creative director for musicians and for brands, and then they cover a shoe designer or the person actually who kind of came up with the Nike swoosh.
Okay.
And then they cover a person who her entire career has been focused around the branding of font and how font communicates a message. But anyway, it's episodic, so it's really, really interesting, if nothing else. But every episode, the creatives drop some really, really dope things. And in the very first episode, the person they were covering said, anyone can be inspired and create. What separates someone who is just a creative person or happens to have creative energy from someone who is professional is that a professional will do it regardless. So a professional will sit there and work at finding the inspiration and will create the inspiration. And the thing is, we all have the ability to do this every single day, and I think if we just continue to remind ourselves that we're in control of it and that maybe it's just not right in front of us at the moment, our best, the opportunity really comes from just putting ourselves in a position to find the inspiration, and that's what it's about. So yeah, I try and apply that in every iteration of creating. For me, it's not just music. If it's if it's design, if it's conversation, if it's all for that.
So basically, just like taking your negative feelings or thoughts or down feelings or thoughts and turning them into a positive.
For me,
or just channeling.
It's mostly laziness for me.
That's real. That's real.
It's real. It's honestly for me. That's my biggest. That's kind of like my biggest hurdle, because.
Interesting.
It's when you're inspired. When I'm inspired, I lose track of time. It really is flow. You know what I mean? I lose track of where I am or anything else. Nothing else matters. The entire world kind of falls away, and it's just me and whatever I'm seeing or visualizing or feeling, and it's kind of coming through me. But it doesn't always happen that way. Right. And I know that if I can get over the laziness when it's just not right in front of me. The lazy part of it is being like, man, let me just go. There's something else I could do. There's always let me check my phone. Or let me do this.
Get on the gram.
Email. Oh my gosh, it's like we're being programmed as we go every day. It's kind of crazy.
It is.
But yeah, that's for me. That's my biggest hurdle, honestly.
I like that. And so you said laziness.
Yeah.
So you're starting your tour tonight, and like putting on a tour not cost, but it takes a lot of work. So. How big of an obstacle was your
and money
Yeah. Let's not forget that. But how much? I mean, with the combating your laziness on putting together this tour, how big of a hurdle would you say that was?
This is a little bit different because for shows. Well, first of all, we haven't been out on tour since 2015. Mm-hmm. We ended no, I'm tripping. E, are you in here, Elena? It was 2015. Yeah, we went on tour, and we were out for a bit. But as far as touring on my own tour, that was the last one we did. That's the last one I did. So, I think the excitement of doing another tour just for my music for a new album was enough inspiration.
Kind of kick the laziness to the side.
Yeah,
you're like, let's go.
I was just always wanting to create something amazing. I want people come to my shows. Has anyone been to my show out here before? We played here on the Wild Heart tour. Is anyone here that was there?
I'm just calling y'all out.
Cheers. Yeah. I feel like we have. She'll probably be able to tell you. I think we try and create moments where it's really all inclusive and it's kind of magical, you know.
Well, I'm looking forward to experiencing that tonight.
Yeah, that's kind of like the intention.
Yeah.
You know. So I think with that in mind, it makes it easy when it's time to get to work to think of, you know, what we can do or how we can level up to make that that communicated, you know.
Because that's like the payoff, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like being at the show and seeing everybody there to see you and the energy. And
It'd
just
be
like
so funny if
doing
she was
what you
like,
love.
yeah, I was there. It sucked.
No.
I wasn't inspired.
I'm still here.
Yeah. Love.
All right, so the last thing that I want to ask you, before I told you about the fans that were out here. I got a few of our fans that were, or not of our fans, a few of your fans that were out here.
Our fans?
Our fans, yeah. And I would let them write down a few questions. And so, but my last question for you is, if you could have a billboard anywhere and it say anything on it, what would it say and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna read it to you because
Okay.
I wrote this, and I've literally, I know, right? Because I'm not gonna remember it word for word, but I was kind of having a stream of consciousness moment, and I wrote this down, and I'm gonna post it every single day for anyone who follows me.
Did you post this on your Instagram story today?
I did today.
I saw that.
I did, yeah. And it came to me like a couple nights ago, and I had to write it because for whatever reason it was the best way that I could explain how I felt.
It's pretty good.
And it's very powerful. It's really powerful.
I'll give you a second to get it pulled up.
It's about desire. It's have an intention and certainty about your desire. Be detached from your present moment and how it relates to what you desire. Say, I accept that I already possess what I desire, and do not take action until positive emotion towards that desire tells you so. So it's really, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, yeah.
No one, it's
No,
kind of
do
like
that.
it's kind of a sucky billboard because no one would ever be able to read it all like on
Read
the
it in time.
freeway. It's like
people
causing
crash.
accidents. It's a completely opposite of. They're like they just rip it down.
Too many words. No, but that's awesome. That's beautiful, man. All right, let me pull out these questions from your
Let's just get the questions
from your very dedicated fans. Okay. Madison wants to know, who inspired you when you were younger?
Ooh, musical mentors, hands down. You know, early on it was Michael Jackson, and then artists and groups like the Temptations, the Rolling Stones,
Yes.
the Beatles, Queen, Al Green, musicians like this, because this is what my family, my father and my mother were listening to. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Kobe wants to know, what's it like to work with Travis Scott?
We haven't been in the studio together. We've kicked it in the studio together, but we've never created in the studio together. So I don't know, but I feel like we'd have fun. We've always been moving around when we've collaborated. We've done Skywalker, and then we did a remix for a song called Waves off the last album. I don't know if you guys have heard it before, but it's pretty dope. Yeah. Yeah, so it's actually really interesting because Travis produces, but he's gotten on songs that I've produced, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm waiting to do one with him where he produces it. I think that'll be pretty interesting. It'll be fun. It'll be really dope. So.
All right, man. Well, we're going to let you go back to the green room for a minute and then come out and get to meet some of your fans.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Guys, give it up one more time for Miguel.
Thanks, guys. Salud.